Hello everyone, welcome to massive open online course on cartographic techniques. In today's session, we will discuss about flow maps. So this is overview what we are going to discuss today in today's session. First we will see what is flow maps, then we will see why we need flow maps, what all insights we can get from flow maps. Then we will discuss the different types of flow maps and real world use cases where all we have used flow maps in real world scenarios. Then we will see some key points how to create a flow map, the procedure, and then we will do a small exercise. We will make flow map for air traffic for Mumbai. So, we will get started. So, flow map. A flow map visualizes the movement of people, goods and information between places. It shows both the direction as well as the magnitude of the flow. Example, migration routes, trade flows and traffic movement. For example, we have a source point A, like from point A we have moving goods to point B. So, we will show a line of the flow. With this line what we will do is, we will also show the direction, we will show arrow. So, this arrow shows us the direction of movement. So, this means from point A, goods are moving to point B. Then what we will do next is, we will also keep thickness to the lines. So, here if I make a thicker line means the intensity of goods is more, the amount of goods is more. So, we will keep thicker lines for that. Understood? So, in one single visualization we are getting the direction as well as the quantity of the flow. So, here if we are moving goods from India means we will draw arrow, this is outward flow. So, if we are exporting something to other countries, we will draw arrow from India to other countries. So, if we are importing anything means we will draw like this is inward flow. So, in one single map we can see the direction of the flow as well as the intensity of the flow. So, why flow maps matter? First, it gives us dual dimension data. As we have discussed earlier, right, flow maps uniquely displays both geographic location as well as the volume simultaneously, creating a powerful insight that neither maps or charts we can achieve. From neither of the type of maps or from charts we can get this insights like the direction of the flow and the intensity of the flow. Next is pattern recognition. This reveals the hidden patterns and diverse phenomena from human migration, international trades to traffic congestion, weather systems and pivotal history. So, if we get insights from charts or tables, we can't get the exact insight of how the migration is happening, what is the actual reason, but from flow map we can usually at a glance we can visualize how this migration is happening and why it is happening. So, let us say from small towns. So, any small towns you can consider, let us say we have few small towns. Okay. So, from the small towns people migrate either for their education or in search of job search. For cities, big cities, mega cities like Chennai or Mumbai. So, yes, so from different towns people migrate. So, we will show intensity with thicker lines and the flow direction. So, and from city people migrate in search of better opportunities or they relocate to different places. So, this is a complex map. Okay. Here I have shown you few examples. So, from small towns people move to city and from city people move. So, if we take a time series chart of all this migration happening, we can draw insights of why people are migrating either in search of jobs or they are going for higher education or whatever. So, reason, what is the age of people who are getting migrated. With all this insights from flow map we can get insights on why this trend is happening. So, the urban planner use these maps to make infrastructure according to the migration trends changing. So, now we will come to types of flow maps. First, radial flow. Flow radiates from converge towards a single point of contact, like spokes of wheel, perfect for visualizing airlines or hubs distribution. So, in radial map what happens is the flow moves from one point to other points. So let's say we have a hub or a port, or let's say we have a airport. So from the airport, this is source. So from this source, air flights to different parts of the country or different parts of international boundaries. So this is almost like a radial. If you have seen the spoke of wheel, your cycle wheel, correct? So from one center, your wheel, everything is concentrated to one center, and from one center it's move outward direction, correct? So this is your radial flow. Either it moves outward to one point or everything concentrate to one point. Okay. So this is outward flow. If all the flights are coming inside to the airport, we'll show it with the inward arrow. So this we call it radial because everything is concentrated to one place. So network flow, this demonstrates interconnectivity along established routes, pathways, ideal for traffic, road traffic, supply chains and communication network. So in road, when we have traveled through road networks, right, buses or bikes or cars, so we all would have experienced it. So if I, let's say we have two signals, okay, signal 1 and signal 2. So when we come near the signal 1, so if I get a green signal here, as soon as I am reaching signal 1, if I get a green signal here, the same thing if I reach to the next signal, also in the same time interval I would have been getting green signal over there too. Okay, this we all would have experienced this. So it happens in a timely manner, they don't communicate with each other. So it has set to a certain time limit. So as soon as I come from signal 1, so the same time interval it would be taking for signal 2 to keep the flow happening. So in small cities this time are predetermined, but when we move to larger cities, smart cities projects would be going on, Chennai, Trivandrum, in such cities they keep IoT devices so that the signals can have communication between them. So this is network flow. Next is distributive flow. This illustrates movement from origin point to multiple destination, commonly used for disease spread, product distribution and resource allocation. So this is spread, how the disease outbreaks, where it's spreading, all these things we can map using distributive flow. Other thing is we would have all ordered products from Amazon and Flipkart, right? So this products come from one source and this is distributed to many other sources, right? So there will be one supplier who is supplying to, from Haryana he would be supplying to Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore and other parts of city. How this is happening, this distribution everything is flowed, mapped correctly, and they find the optimized solution how to move this goods in bulk. So yes, now we will see radial flow map in detail. So here for example we have taken airline routes as we have discussed earlier. So let's say this point is our airport. So from here the point moves outward, means the flights are going from this point, and whichever is coming inside, these are inward flow. So this has multiple origin cities, coverage on a single hub port, creating a characteristic spoke pattern that emphasizes connectivity and direction. So when you talk about multiple origin, means the flight starts from some other country or city and it lands up to one common point. Okay, this is inward flow when we have multiple origins. So simplified visualization, this line resembles spokes prioritizing clear direction and volume over exact geographic paths, making complex route network instantly comprehensible. Real world impact, we can take of London Heathrow Airport, a single hub connecting passengers to 84 countries worldwide, demonstrating the power of centralized transportation network. So in our case we will take an example from Mumbai Airport and we will draw flow map in early stages or next stages. Moving up to next, here we can say a flow map example of radial flow map. So radial flow map, as we have discussed, everything is concentrated to one point, correct, as spokes of wheel. But here if we see, this is the same thing, but from one point it is not evenly distributed all the 360 degrees. Everything is concentrated to one point, but everything has a common concentration point. So if we see over here, so we have a legend 2 in the bottom left. So here what the red is the export. So from wherever it is exporting, it is in red color, and wherever it's importing it's in blue color, and as the volume increases the width also increases. So here if we see, here the width is more means the volume is more, here the width is less means the volume is less, the volume of import export is less. So here if we see, here the import, it's exporting from Australia and it's importing to India. Same way here it is getting exported from India and moving to other regions. Clear? Radial flow maps. So this is another example of radial flow map. This is for conference attendees. So this one ArcGIS conference has happened in US. So from whichever part of the world people has attended, they have created a flow map out of it. So yes. So here the conference has happened in US. So all the points are concentrated towards the US. So next type of flow map will come to network flow maps. So here one basic common example is traffic patterns, visualizing urban movements. Network flow map transforms daily vehicle movement data into actionable intelligence for city planner and transportation authorities. Line thickness indicates the traffic volume. Thicker lines reveal higher traffic corridors requiring infrastructure investment. So when traveling, we all would have used Google Maps, correct? So Google Maps, whenever there is a traffic and when we are waiting and there is heavy traffic, we would have seen the places in red colors. So and wherever in the route there is less traffic or no traffic, we would have seen that color in yellow or green. So that whenever there is a traffic ahead, we would be getting a notification in the map. So same way with this data, as an end user, we people are getting an insight on how traffic is ahead. So how the government officials and infrastructure planner uses, wherever there is high traffic congestion or wherever there is heavy traffic happening regularly, they try to plan out how to reduce this congestion, how they can widen the road or they can create highway or what else steps they can take forward to reduce this traffic congestion. They work on that. The next is color coding. Yeah, color coding, I told, right? Green means less traffic, red means there is high traffic in the area. So we can use either color codes or line thickness to define the traffic volume. Cities worldwide leverage this visualization to optimize traffic signal timing, plan new routes and improve overall transportation efficiency. So we have discussed earlier, right, the signal timings. So those happen in small cities. All the signals are pre-timed, pre-programmed to turn green, red or yellow based on the timings, but in cities worldwide we uses IoT devices too. Let us say we have a road network over here. So from this point here we have signal 1, signal 2 and signal 3. So if we are moving from here and if there is a high traffic volume over here, so what this will do is this signal, every signal will be interconnected with IoT devices. These three signals can communicate within among themselves. So if there is high traffic volume from in either direction, so this signal will prioritize those direction to release for more time, so that the flow is easy. So if in opposite direction the flow is less means, so they prioritize the time and change the algorithm accordingly, so the flow is smooth throughout the city. So this is implementing in mega cities only as of now. In small areas, in some areas where there is less congestion, there is pre-timed signals. So this is another network flow map example for traffic pattern only. Here this I have taken from research paper. So this is the DOI of it. So here we can see, here it's color coded, the traffic signal. Here we have one signal over here and it's, you can see there is heavy signal in the shopping mall direction, and in second case the flow is more shopping mall to the apartments and from airports to apartments, right. So here the traffic intensity is more, and wherever is grey there the traffic is slow. So this gives us a overall idea of the urban area, of how there is traffic congestion, how the traffic is moving and so on. This is another map, railway network map of Mumbai. So here we can see the western lines are shown in orange. Okay. So this is a western line, whichever you can see in orange, and this green line is the central line, and this purple or light purple line is the harbor line. So these are the three different types of rail networks operating in Mumbai region. So if let's say a person has to catch a train from Borivali or Vasai road, so to go to Thane, so here we can see where to interchange. This is the interchange location. So if the person from western line has to interchange to central line Thane, so what he has to do is he has to come to either of the interconnecting station. So first he has to move to Dadar, then from Dadar he can get the next train to Thane. So similarly, if he has to go to harbour, he has to come to either Villaparle, Bandra or Andheri. So in this station he can switch trains to travel in harbour. So here we have a interconnectivity to for plan our daily commute. Okay, if anyone is new to Mumbai here doesn't know, so these maps are already available, not for Mumbai region. If we take Chennai or any other metros or rail networks, this plan is already available in open source for everything, right? So we can see how we can interconnect, what is the interconnecting stations and everything. This is under network flow maps. So next example is distributive flow map. So common example for this we can take is commodity distribution, one to many. So distribute flow map excels at showing how goods, resource or influences disperse from single origin to numerous destination across geographic space. So we have taken example for logistics, right, the online shopping which we do either from Amazon or Flipkart. So what these people do is they have n number of suppliers, supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3, supplier 4 and so on. Okay, they have hundreds of suppliers. From this hundreds of suppliers, and there are thousands of consumers also. So consumer 1, consumer 2, consumer 3, let us say this is in Mumbai and this is in Chennai. So yes, and this is in Hyderabad. So what these people do is, so the suppliers, they first supply it to the main hub. So main hub, each city will be having main hub. So from this main hub, the suppliers will give to the main hub. Here I am just showing few examples. Okay, actually the actual diagram will be more complex than this. So the suppliers will be giving to the main hub, and from the main hub they will be giving to the your nearby location, correct. So from main hub they will be giving to your nearby location, and from nearby location also this from this at the end location, the nearest hub, the last point, from here also they deliver around 50 to 100 deliveries each, okay, per day. If there is a delivery guy, so the delivery guy route has to be optimized. So the last delivery guy, he has to go to 50 houses to deliver. So they make a optimized route to efficiently deliver all these products. So for all these use cases we use network flow maps. So this delivery guy can't randomly go first this house 1, then house 2 and then house 3 here. He can't travel like this, correct. So if this is the map, so after house 1 he can directly go to house 3, then he can come to house 2. That will be more effective way, correct. So similarly they find the optimized route of how to transport goods in large quantities and how to bring it until the end consumer. So everything we use network flow maps to take this decision and make better decisions and optimize it for further use. So this is an example of distributive flow map disease spread. So here we can see this is the origin of leprosy disease, okay. So from here leprosy disease has been originated, and this is the movement of disease. So with goods and people migrating to different places, even the disease has moved. So this is how the disease has moved over, and this is how it spread. So when COVID pandemic happened, we would have all seen this map, how from where it originated, how its concentration is increasing day by day, correct. So all this disease spread maps, everything comes under flow map. So here leprosy origin we have seen, right. So, similarly early cases of malaria. So, here origin cannot be tracked. So, we have mapped the early cases of malaria and how where it spread. So, these are few real world examples which we have seen till now. Now, we will move how to create an effective flow map. So, these are the few points which we have to keep in mind. All the arrows should be proportional. We have to maintain visual clarity. To draw the line thicker, we can't overwrite the lines as I am doing it. So, that is not the best practice, and we structure with nodes. So, whatever our start point is there, end point is there, we will keep a node in each point. Our destination point and our origin point, we will keep a node. Okay, first we will keep a node, then we will try to draw the lines. And whenever we are drawing lines, we shouldn't be drawing straight lines, it should be radial. Why, I will tell you. So, let us say this is point A and this is point B. So, if we want to show the flow, means we will show it in a radial line, because let us say there is a point C next in the same direction. So, if in case we would have drawn a straight line to A to B, so for A to C also we will overlap on top of it, correct. So, we do not want that to happen. So, we will not be drawing straight lines. Instead of straight lines, we will be drawing radial lines. So, from A to B, A to C, this radial lines are more clear than drawing the straight lines, correct. So, if we draw straight line, means here you can see the A to C is overlapping A to B. So, that thing should not happen. So, these are the step by step procedure which we need to follow while drawing a flow map. The basic step involved in preparation of flow maps are: first, data collection and organization. So, in our exercise we will be doing air monitoring from Mumbai airport to other domestic airports. Okay. So, if we need to show the flow from one airport to other domestic airport, means first thing we need is source airport, right, from which source, the origin source, or origin lat long is needed. Okay. This is the first data. Second is the destination lat long, right, destination lat long. So, we need to have this data and we have to organize this. Then we will select an appropriate base map and a scale. So, if our scale is too small, we can't show each flow correctly, right. There are 50 or hundreds of flights flying through Mumbai airport. So, we have to select the appropriate scale and we will take a appropriate base map, a political map of India will take for this, and classify the flow data. So, based on altitude, we will change the thickness of our line. So, we will determine the flow line symbolization. So, let us say above 50,000 we will keep a line, above 60,000 means we will increase the thickness by 0.2 mm. First we will keep 0.1 mm, then 0.2 mm. For next, if it is above 70,000 feet, means we keep 0.3 mm, and on 80,000 feet we will keep 0.4 mm, and so on. So, we will define the flow symbolization and the flow direction also. After we have all the data, we have plotted the flow symbolization, we will plot all the lines on our map, base map. So, once we have plotted all the flow maps and flow directions, what then we will do is we will add cartographic elements such as north arrow, title, legend, scale and other information. Okay, mapping elements we will add to the map. Now, we are going to create a air traffic map from Mumbai. So, this is our political map, India map. So, here in Mumbai we will mark a source, latitude, longitude. Here we can see we have the Mumbai airport marked. This is our Mumbai airport. From this airport, this is our source. We are plotting traffic from Mumbai. So, we will just plot the outward flow. We will not be plotting the flights which are coming inside, we will be only showing the traffic from Mumbai. So, which are incoming traffic, we will not be showing outgoing traffic. Here we have all the other airports marked in our map. So, this is Mumbai, right. So, as I said earlier, if we draw straight line, means see this is a straight line. So if we draw to the next airport over here, so this is overlapping, correct, from this point A B. If you see, this is overlapping, so we won't be doing this, we will be drawing radial lines. So when we draw radial lines, it doesn't overlap. Yes, similarly once we plot for all the points, so here, yes, so once it's done for all the points, this is how our map will look like. So from single point we have plotted to all the other destination airports. Okay, here we have a legend. So from 0 to 487 meter, this is the line thickness, and so on. We are going on increasing the thickness based on the elevation over here. Okay, and all the red dots are our airport, correct. So this shows airline traffic from Mumbai. So we aren't showing inward. So if we have inward also, we'll show the arrow. So here it's just the traffic from Mumbai. It's pretty evident that it's outward traffic. Now what all insights we can get, how flow maps have an impact on maps. So first is its transform complexity. So flow maps convert overwhelming movement data into clear actionable visuals that tells compelling stories. So as we have discussed, right, the migration of people, the migration of logistics, from transporting logistics from one city to other in large modules. So all this data we can't just go through Excels and get insights from. Flow maps, what it does is it makes it easy to understand the flows of traffic, how the traffic is flowing, how the peoples are moving. So it becomes very easy to understand via flow map. Next is guided decisions. They are essential tool for informed decision making in logistics, urban planning, epidemiology, business strategy, and the other more use cases to it as well. Third is it reveals pattern, undercover hidden patterns and relationship invisible in spreadsheets, enabling smarter data driven strategies. So these are some of the impacts which flow maps make, which we can't get from other type of maps or charts. So now we will have a quick recap of what we have seen so far in today's session. So first thing is, we have started with what is flow map, why we need a flow map. Then we have seen the three types of flow map, that is radial flow map, distributive flow map and network flow map, and what are the use cases for each type of flow map. We have seen some of the real world examples, people migrating, disease spread and traffic networks, all this we have seen in the examples. Then we have seen the essential key points, how to plot a flow map. Then we have done a small exercise of plotting air traffic from Mumbai to other domestic airports. Then we have seen how it impacts, make an impact comparing to other maps and other charts. Okay, that's it for today, and in upcoming session we will be also plotting flow map using some of the computer tools as well. Okay, thank you so much everyone.